I started playing competitive table tennis almost 3 years ago with a starting rating of 1008. Over the course of 15 tournaments, I've been able to grind my rating from 1008 to 1766. Over the next 6 months, I'm going to challenge myself to train as hard as possible to see if I can hit the golden benchmark of table tennis, 2000. This is week 3 and 4 training, where I train with 2 of my regular training partners, Matt and Vivian, where we run through some footwork drills to plug some of our leaks as well as play some practice matches. I also cover some tips in terms of how to optimize your own training, so be sure to stay tuned for this episode if you're looking for some inspiration to level up in your own game.
Yo, what's up guys? Josh, MusclePong here. Currently I'm in the studio since I realized that I accidentally deleted my week 3 of training footage, but it's okay since week 3 and week 4, looking at my tracker, they're basically the same. I just trained once with Matt and then once with Vivian. Yeah, I think what I wanted to do actually is, instead of just showing you guys raw training footage, I kind of wanted to talk about like my train of thought, since I feel like there's very few, ping pong content creators, especially from the amateur level, just describing their journey. And I think there's gonna be some benefits for you guys if you guys are trying to train to improve in terms of listening to how I tweaked my training. So I'll just talk about that. And today's topic is gonna be about how I really reformatted how I train and approach this whole training concept to start improving, right? When I first started playing ping pong, I'm sure you guys are the same. I was super casual, I would just play matches with my friend. As I started getting better, I remember one thing stood out to me, which was one of Richard's best students, who's around 2200. He was telling me when I first joined SBTTC 2.5 years ago, how first off, he spends 75% training and only 25% playing matches. I would even say that that 25% number is a bit of a stretch, since when he used to play, he would basically just train the whole time and then play just 1 or 2 matches. So most of the time was dedicated towards doing drills and just really fine tuning what he needed to work on. I remember him telling me that, we were outside of SPTTC one night, after it closed, and he was trying to drill that concept into me. But I was pretty naive at the time, because this was about 1 year into my ping pong journey. So I listened, but I didn't implement, right? And I just kept going about my training, maybe doing drills for at most 40%, 50% of the time, and then playing the rest. It wasn't until 1.5 years later when I started the Revenge arc where I really started to take my training much more seriously, just really trying to train with intention. And I think a big part of that is because I started training with Matt, the lefty X2000 guy in my videos. And he's super intentional with ping pong. I feel like this guy analyzes the game way deeper than anyone else I've met. And even simple things such as when we play and warm up, he won't spend too long just warming up on his forehand. I remember when I used to train, I would spend 20 to 30 minutes warming up my forehand, single spot forehand looping. Whereas with Matt, I noticed he just hits the single spot forehand for maybe 5 minutes max, and then starts working on other things. And the reason I bring this example up is because let's say you only have 1 to 2 hours per session to train, 25%, 30 minutes out of a 2-hour session, training the single spot forehand, then you don't have time to work on the other things. And I'm sure if you guys are amateur and not pro, if you're not Malong, if you're Malong watching this video, then you can skip this part. But I'm sure you have a lot of flaws, right, in improvement areas. Something I've done is I've just started spending most of my training sessions just doing drills, and then second off, reducing the amount of time I spend warming up, and then third off, just reviewing my game footage and then seeing what I need to work on, right? A bit of a spoiler, but I remember last week, which was week 7, essentially I started doing multi-ball backhand short pitch training, and then in week 7 league, my backhand was absolutely on fire in terms of feeling, right? Because as you guys are seeing in some of these league matches, my backhand is causing me some trouble in terms of you guys are gonna see in a couple weeks, I face an opponent who really exploits my backhand. So because of that opponent, I started to really drill my backhand in terms of not only spending more time on it, but even training multi-ball with it outside of my lesson with Richard. So essentially the way I'm approaching this road to 2000 journey is I'm using the data points from league to really figure out, okay, what are my improvement areas in terms of where I think I can make the most gains from my matches. And then I'm trying to tackle those improvement areas every single week. When I first started the road to 2000, I sucked at counter looping. And then Matt was telling me okay, as you move up in counter looping becomes more common because you play further from the table, right? So now counter looping has become one of my strengths just because I've trained counter loop so much in the past 2 months. So what does this mean for you guys, right? First off, you need to really figure out, okay, how long do I have to train and how am I gonna allocate that time? Because if you just show up to the club and then you just play open play and then you might drill, but the person can't block, you're literally just wasting your time in terms of improving. Yeah, it's fun and good cardio, but if you guys are trying to get better at the game, you need to take it more seriously. And I'm not saying don't have fun when you play play ping pong. Like I love the game, and like I'm always having fun even when I do like drills, right? Like 3-point forehand Falkenberg. I know some people hate those footwork drills, but like I have a lot of fun because the satisfaction of getting like a solid sequence is just like, I don't know, it's like unparalleled, right? For you guys to figure out, okay, how am I gonna use my training session? I think the easiest way, honestly, is to find a training partner who's around your level or better, and then you guys just like schedule the time, right? So for me, whenever I train, I always hit people up and schedule, because I used to just show up to the club and then I'm stuck playing with like players that no one wants to play with, right? Like no offense if you guys are watching that, but I used to be one of those players. I would show up to the club, I was probably like 1,000 rating, and like no one wants to play with me except for like people who are like worse than me, right? So number one is like find a training partner. A quick hack is, if like, let's say you are lower rated, just get good at blocking, because the truth is if you are lower rated but then you know how to block, higher rated players will want to play with you, because who doesn't like someone good at blocking, right? Because then they can train whatever drills they want to work on. So yeah, number one is find a training partner, and then if you can't find one, just get good at blocking or like make friends at the club. Number two is just be intentional with each session. So like, let's say like you have 2 sessions this week. Let's say first session you're gonna work on like forehand and then footwork drills for forehand. Second session you're gonna work on like backhand or like transition drills between forehand and backhand. I think just really going in with a game plan every single time you train is gonna make a huge difference, especially because majority of players like don't do that. So if you do what other people are not doing, you're gonna improve faster than other people are improving, right? That's number two. Number three is you gotta record yourself. Maybe I'll make a separate video on this, but especially when you play matches, record yourself. You don't have to post it anywhere. I'm not telling you guys to start a YouTube channel like me, but if you guys record yourself, you're gonna start catching like flaws and leaks that you have that you're not gonna be able to catch otherwise. Because the truth is, like when you're in the moment, like playing the match, you're only really thinking about the match. You're not really thinking, okay, is my footwork correct? How's my weight transfer? Why am I missing these serves? You're not really thinking about that. And the only way you can get visibility into those areas is if you record your matches. So yeah, that's basically 3 tips in terms of how to start making the most of your training sessions, just because, you know, for me, I saw like a rapid increase in how fast I was improving once I kind of made those really just like scheduling people to play with and then just being more intentional. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll just start giving some more tips and like talking about my experience. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a coach, I'm still an amateur, but I think that like there's very few content out there geared towards amateur by an amateur. So that's kind of just how I'm improving. Obviously everyone has their own style, but hopefully that helps you guys out. But yeah, with that being said, make sure to implement those tips. I can guarantee you're gonna see like a skyrocketed improvement if you spend more time drilling and less time playing matches, just because you can only learn so much from matches. If you have bad habits, you're just gonna implement those bad habits in your matches and like make them worse. Whereas if you train and just optimize your form and then use that new form in your game, yeah, you're gonna take like 1 step backwards, but you're gonna take like 1 step backwards, 2 steps forward, right? So that's how you gotta approach the game. Like I know for me, I'm trying to hit 2,000, but the truth is, I'm just gonna say it right now, I wanna hit like 2,300 lifetime. Whether I can do it or not, highly questionable, because I've heard that if you try to hit 2,300 lifetime from like not playing as a kid, it's pretty much impossible. But I firmly believe that the only way you can push yourself to the max is if you set these goals that are gonna really like almost be impossible. We can call them stretch goals. Let's say I hit 2,200 in the future. You know, if you're gonna set a goal, just try to make it something that is difficult to reach. That way you really have to push yourself. So yeah, that's gonna do it for 3 tips on how to improve your training.
We both had the same problem.
Do I do the same thing too? Get ready.
I think like on the service season, you really like think about how you stand in the match versus what you're doing. Because right now,
I'm like standing in the middle.
well, I mean, I guess the normally I feel like in the match you're kind of like this, but then like right there you're just kind of like this.
Well, actually, on my service team, I stand like this.
Like all the time.
Oh, I try to, and then it deviates based off what's going on.
I feel like you like when you get more defensive.
Yeah, I do, yeah. So I gotta just practice to it.
Because if you're like this, it makes it really hard.
Right.
If you're like that, yeah.
I'll try this.
How about we make it a little bit of a mix-up for you today?
I hate service. It's so boring.
So like, I can show you like I feel like you're kind of like coming here from here.
Oh, down here.
Like,
It's gonna be like kind of like.
I feel like it works better if you're like real low. Like kind of like.
I'm like standing too high and I'm like swinging up.
No, you like really like kind of moving here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So like you're like down.
Oh, you should kind of better versus like up.
And no, it's like under.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
Oh, I'll try that.
your head.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, my head's like too up.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a curve. The backhand of the forehand side. Right. call me out. I should shit better. Good shot. Dude, every ball, I just felt like half a second slow still. I feel a weird habit. Dude, that was so ugly. That was so ugly. Oh, no. Back in, back in. Oh my god, this feels so hard.
Oh yeah.
Forehand, only forehand. Stop your swing, all the way. You stop here. There you go. That was lucky. One more.